Welcome to Applaa, and welcome to our ultimate explainer on conquering the UCAT 2026. If you're aiming for medical or dental school, you probably already know exactly what stands between you and that dream. It's a grueling 2-hour digital marathon of extreme time pressure known as the University Clinical Aptitude Test. This thing is specifically designed to push your cognitive limits and test your stamina just as much as your intelligence. But hey, do not worry, because today we're going to break down this beast piece by piece and turn all that anxiety into a rock-solid, actionable strategy.
If you're gearing up for 2026, well, consider the Applaa platform your absolute secret weapon. You can actually grab a free 1-month trial of their AI learning tools right now, which unlocks a staggering bank of over 50,000 UCAT practice questions. It's a completely immersive platform designed to give you a massive edge in your prep. And we'll be looking closely at how to leverage their tools throughout this explainer.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our agenda for today. First, we'll be decoding the format, then breaking down the scoring. Next, we'll cover essential time-saving strategies, crafting a study plan, and finally, the power of mocks. All right, Section 1, decoding the UCAT format. Before you can actually beat this test, you've got to truly understand the sheer scale of the challenge in front of you. I mean, just look at the brutality of these numbers. The question-to-minute ratios are intense. Take verbal reasoning. It asks you to read complex text and answer 44 questions in just 22 minutes. That's literally 30 seconds a question. Then you've got decision-making at 35 questions in 37 minutes, quantitative reasoning at 36 and 26 minutes, and finally situational judgment throwing 69 scenarios at you in a mere 26 minutes. It is a full-on sprint from the very first click to the absolute last. So, what cognitive muscles do you actually need to flex here? Well, verbal reasoning is all about critical text comprehension. Basically, how fast can you evaluate written information? Decision-making tests your ability to draw logical conclusions and manage uncertainty. Quantitative reasoning evaluates numerical problem-solving skills, so expect lots of charts and graphs. You'll also encounter abstract reasoning, which tests rapid pattern recognition, sometimes throwing 55 questions at you in just 14 minutes. And finally, situational judgment measures how you handle real-life clinical scenarios, testing your integrity, adaptability, and teamwork. Moving right along to Section 2, scoring breakdown. Understanding exactly how points are awarded is absolutely critical to forming your game plan, because get this, the UCAT scores you in 2 completely different ways. Your cognitive subtests, so verbal, decision-making, quantitative, and abstract reasoning, are graded on a scaled score from 300 to 900 each, meaning your total cognitive score can range anywhere from 1,200 up to 3,600. But situational judgment is totally separated. It doesn't give you a numerical score. Instead, it places you in a band from 1 to 4. Band 1 means your judgment is excellent and aligns closely with expert panels. Band 4, well, that means your judgment differs pretty substantially from the ideal. So the crucial question is, what actually is a good score? While the absolute top-tier scores hit way up into the high 2000s, 2040 or above is a fantastic target benchmark to aim for. Hitting that 2040 plus mark, which averages out to about 680 per section, typically places you right in the very competitive 70th percentile for UK medical schools. Okay, Section 3, essential time-saving strategies. Now, this is where we hack the test. Because let's be real, you don't just need to be smart to pass the UCAT. You need to be incredibly efficient. When it comes to strategy, MediTeach highlights some absolute golden rules. First off, you must get used to the computer format. Practicing on paper is a massive mistake. You have to practice online. Second, and this is huge, guys, strictly use the on-screen calculator during your quantitative reasoning practice. Do not use a physical pocket calculator. That on-screen calculator is notoriously clunky, and if you aren't perfectly used to clicking it with your mouse or using your number pad, you are going to bleed precious seconds on exam day. And speaking of saving seconds, these keyboard shortcuts will literally change your life. Mastering them is completely non-negotiable. Pressing Alt+F flags the current question. Alt+C instantly opens the calculator. Alt+N moves to the next page, and Alt+P jumps back to the previous page. Reaching for the mouse to physically click these buttons takes a second or two every single time. Multiply that by over 200 questions, and these shortcuts are buying you literal minutes back on your exam clock. Those shortcuts build perfectly into the famous flag and move on method. Here's how you actually use it properly. Step 1. Always mark a guess. There is 0 negative marking in the UCAT. If you flag a question, leave it blank, and then run out of time, you get a 0. No way. Step 2. Only flag questions that are solvable but will just take too much time right now. Don't flag questions you simply don't understand at all. Step 3. Once you reach the end of the section, you use your remaining time to sweep back through those flagged questions with fresh eyes.
Let's bring it to Section 4, crafting your study plan.
Okay, let's take a collective deep breath and lower the intensity a bit. Now that we have the fast-paced tactics, we need a structured roadmap to actually prevent burnout. Here is the ideal 8-week study progression. In weeks 1 and 2, just build your foundation, untimed. Figure out how the logic works without that stressful ticking clock. In weeks 3 through 6, start doing timed section drills to build up your speed and accuracy in isolation. Finally, in weeks 7 and 8, shift heavily into full mock exams to build endurance, before tapering off with lighter reading and rest just before test day.
And finally, Section 5, the power of mock exams. This right here is the absolute final piece of the puzzle, and honestly, arguably the most important. There's a fantastic quote from Applaa that sums this up perfectly. The only way to build exam day stamina is to simulate exam day conditions. Section drills are great, for sure, but sitting down for 2 uninterrupted hours, managing the severe mental fatigue of jumping from verbal text to quantitative math to situational scenarios, that is an entirely different beast. You absolutely must practice the transition. So here's your exact action plan for taking a mock exam on Applaa. First, simulate the real world. No phones, no snack breaks, just you and a screen. Second, push through all the sections in one single 2-hour sitting. Third, record those scores so you can track your trajectory. But Step 4 is the real insider secret. Spend at least 60 minutes immediately afterward reviewing every single wrong answer with Applaa's AI. Just taking the mock gives you a score. The actual learning and the real score improvement happens during that 60-minute deep dive debrief. So, the ultimate question we have to ask is, are you ready to simulate your first real UCAT exam? Listen, don't wait until you feel ready to take a mock. Taking a baseline diagnostic test in your very first week shows you exactly where your weaknesses actually are. So jump in. Grab Applaa's free 1-month trial to access their massive AI question bank and start building that exam day stamina today. You've totally got this.